couple cartoons to bring this to life here. Here's Beetle Bailey with a good executive functioning slide. Are you listening to me, Zero? I'm trying to, but my mind keeps interrupting you. We actually don't give ourselves enough credit. Just having a conversation with somebody, what our frontal lobe is doing is astounding. Because what we're doing is first we're listening to somebody, then hopefully what we're saying is, so what do I think about what they're saying? And then what you think is, do I want to say something or do something as a result of what they're saying? And if I do, before I do it, how do I think they're going to respond to what I'm thinking of saying based upon what I think, based upon what they're saying to me, and all the while they're still talking to me, so I'm supposed to be paying attention to what they're still saying while I'm formulating all that. It's amazing, which is why kids with executive functioning difficulties get hung up pretty quickly. But let's be clear, it's not just kids. We adults can struggle too. Here's an adult with some working memory struggles. The mop, the mop, the mop, he says, going down to the basement. The caption says, you'll remember the mop, but you'll have to go back down for the pail, the pail, the pail. I have noticed with more kids and a dog and more age, this happens to me more now. Where does it happen to you guys? Where you go somewhere, like I'm on a mission, I'll go upstairs or somewhere else in the house, and you get there and you have absolutely no idea what you're doing, right? The nice thing about it is there's always something to do wherever you are. But then once you do it, you go back to where you were, you remember what you're supposed to do when you were there. Here's a good poor impulse control cartoon. This adolescent says to his parents, how am I supposed to think about consequences before they happen? Now, besides being slightly amusing, this actually makes an incredibly important point. Because who is on the receiving end of most of the consequences out there? The impulsive kids. Why is this terribly, sadly ironic? Because what do consequences require to be effective? Impulse control. The only way a consequence can be effective is if it is meaningful and accessible right when you need it to be. In other words, right before a kid is going to do something that you don't want them to do, what they need to do is they need to stop and say, okay, hold on a second, before I do that, remember what happened when I did that before a couple of days ago? I did not like that, and I don't want that to happen again, so I don't think I should do that. Instead, I think I should do something else. The reality is, if a kid had that degree of impulse control to be able to reflect in the moment, they wouldn't be on the receiving end of these consequences in the first place. So it's sadly ironic, because the kids who receive most of the consequences don't have the impulse control to even benefit from it. And here's a good one. I've been here for a couple of days in the Bay Area with my family, and we've taken a couple of trips. We drove to Monterey and took the kids to the aquarium. We went to Sausalito, and I was reminded of something that I forgot about the Bay Area. I remember all the wonderful things about the Bay Area. I seem to have forgotten about the traffic in the Bay Area. Here, when you're stuck in traffic, is difficulty generating a range of solutions to a problem. Try honking again. Although the interesting thing I found is I honked yesterday, and my nephew, who's about 16, said, "You guys honk in Boston?" Oh yeah, we honk all the time in Boston. You guys don't honk? I don't remember that. People don't honk out here much, do they? People are much more polite. Yeah. This is what happens in Boston, though. You honk, and if that doesn't work, you honk again, and honk again.